Thank you so much. It is really my honor to be here today. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is not some crazy takeover scheme. This is about the environment, and it is about protecting the rights of San Franciscans and their ratepayers. Let me tell you something, San Franciscans. Generations before us, we built this wonderful system that comes from Hetch Hetchy. And it produces power in the High Sierra and transports it 167 miles to power a lot of buildings, like the building behind me, and the police stations, and the hospitals, and Muni. And it produces about 20% of the power in this city and a number of power in the Central Valley. And let me tell you about that power. It moves, as I said, 167 miles. Do you know it comes about 140 miles, including the cost of generating that power? That cost to move it 140 miles is a lot less than the last 27 miles. And you know why the last 27 miles cost so much? Because PG&E controls that last 27 miles. They don't produce power. They, in fact, use our right-of-way to bring that power up. So this is about defending our legacy and about the work that has been done generations before us. So that's just a little bit of the economic piece of it. This legislation includes us taking back what is ours, what the ratepayers have paid for. That's the economic piece. Let me tell you about the environmental piece. You know, we're talking about solar trough and geothermal, and there's a lot of good, happy talk coming out of this building and all over about that. And I think the people behind me really believe in it. Because if you really believe in that solar trough, if you really believe in that geothermal right outside, you know, in the Central Valley, right outside the Coast Range, then comes that problem again, how are you going to move that power in? We won't be able to move that power in because of the exorbitant rates that PG&E now charges to move that power the last 27 miles. And in 2015, Katie barred the door because they're going to jack up their rates even more. This is about defending the environment. It's about defending our ratepayers. We need to get out from under the grips of a monopoly that is not allowed the expansion of renewable energy as it should be in this city. So I hope you all join me. I hope the supervisors put this on with a super majority. And I plan to get this measure passed in November. I hope you all join me. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I want to bring up now the original sponsor of this legislation and an absolute champion in this movement, a veteran in this movement, Supervisor Ross Mirkarimi.
Thank you very much. I want to say how delighted I am and pleased and honored, frankly, to be surrounded by so many of the city's elected family and, of course, of the city advocates who have been working very hard to pushing for real clean and green energy. With all the proclamations and pledges, even by the most well-intentioned politicians and even maybe a utility company here and there, that suggest that this is the time to go green, it's meaningless in San Francisco unless we are able to chart our own energy destiny here in San Francisco. And to do so, that means to share control of what San Francisco's energy future is. And quite simply, that is what the thrust of this charter amendment is about. It is not a hostile takeover. This is not a $4 billion grab. What this mandates is a feasibility study to determine how San Francisco should be shared in the driver's seat and how we can deliver up to 100% green and clean renewable energy over the next 25 years. We know the technology is there, we know the capacity is there, but we are also well reminded about the hurdles that are there, certainly because of the franchise that PG&E has in perpetuity. In other words, they have a monopoly here until planet Earth dies. In essence, they are following the same right-wing policies, energy policies of the George Bush agenda. And we cannot live and coexist with that same, what I think, perilous course. It is incumbent upon us, of all politicians, quite frankly, that if we care about just exactly how are we going to respond in the most measured way, not in a cavalier, gratuitous way, despite the preemptive campaign that we've already seen by PG&E and their allies, but in the most measured way, and how to answer the question about the environmental crisis, degradation that certainly engulfs not just this area, but this world, and the energy crisis, which we see no reversal, that it is only obligatory that we step up. The glacial pace in which our federal government has moved, in which the state governments have moved, despite the best intentions, only deflects to the responsibility now of smart municipal governments. There are over 900 cities in the United States who have opted by the vote of the people to decide that they want to chart their own energy destiny, either through complete municipalization or some reconfiguration. We're not even approaching the embryo of that consideration. This charter amendment is a feasibility study, and it's no wonder just that alone would scare the hometown company to be just absolutely so mesmerized that they would have to spend tens of millions of dollars in lies and innuendos to thwart what should be the indigenous right of San Franciscans. Thank you.